Hi everybody, this is your daily tarot reading for Friday the 27th of April. It's really nice to be with you today. I'm using the Goddess Tarot for today's reading. Let's have a look at what the cards want you to be aware of and what energy you'll be working with. So let's have a look. We've got the Chariot, the Ten of Swords, and the Magician. Interesting. Because the Chariot is victory and success and willing something and moving forward with it and really being triumphant, this card is about being attacked, feeling isolated, feeling a sense of loss. But then we also have the Magician who's able to create and sow seeds of intention and then harvest really good things from those intentions and those initial ideas. So we've got a mixed bag here today. First of all, the Chariot is about putting your mind to something and taking action so that you can progress with it or that you can achieve a goal. You can see this young goddess here in this divine heavenly chariot, and the four horses are pulling her along. She gets to go wherever she wants, and if she decides something, everything starts up here with her. She decides something, she has the tools then to put those things into practice and to be successful and triumphant with them. So today, if anything comes up that you're interested in, that you want to do something with, go for it, because it's really likely that you're going to be successful. The next card, the Ten of Swords, the suit of swords represents air and thoughts and ideas and communication. Now in the tarot, the suit of swords often represents a lot of difficult circumstances, and it sometimes has to do with difficult thinking or difficult messages that come from other people. And on this day, the Ten of Swords usually is someone who's face down with 10 swords in his back, someone who's been betrayed, someone who's hit rock bottom, who's at the end, okay? This woman is not at the end. She's sitting here at the edge of a pond. She's lost her ring. It's right there. If she actually looked into the water, she could see it sparkling, but she's so concerned with what everyone else is going to say that she is unable to complete her mission. So this sword is, oh my goodness, my mother is going to tell me off for being careless and losing my wedding ring. My husband's going to be really angry because I lost this ring. I am so clumsy and stupid for losing this ring. Each one of these is a negative, faulty belief that she's looking at and listening to, and because she's busy listening to all this negativity, she's missing out on the solution. So basically, be very goal-oriented and be very solution-focused today. Look at what you want to get in your chariot and ride towards it. Ignore negative expressions via other people. Ignore negative thinking within your own self, and ignore this sense of, oh, there's this looming dread. Ignore the sense of something bad is going to happen, something is kind of attacking me. This card is really well put together, I think, because one, it shows that her head is totally in the wrong place and she's missing out. But also, these swords, they seem really threatening and dangerous and really intimidating. If you were sitting there and you had these swords pointing at you, you'd be scared. So the point is to have faith instead of fear, to understand that the universe is on your side, that you are powerful, that you're a divine child of the universe, and that you can be triumphant and successful today. But you do have to be a little bit disciplined, because there is an energy of negativity floating around, especially in the sense of, I've forgotten to do something, or I'm being criticized here, or I'm thinking about the reaction that other people are going to have, which is going to be really negative. So don't go down that road. Instead, focus on practical, tangible things that you can actually pursue and that you can do something with. Okay, so face forward, look at your goal instead of looking backwards and listening to all the negative things in your life. There will always be negative voices and messages and opinions in your life. You don't have to, those will never go away. So if you don't pay attention to them this day, don't worry, they'll still be there tomorrow and next week and in a couple of years from now. Finally, we have the Magician, and the Magician is the first card of the major arcana. It's about being a pioneer, being a leader, really listening to your guidance, putting that into practice, and succeeding in life by taking the initiative and using everything that you've got at your disposal and making something magical out of it. So creating something. In this case, it's planting seeds and then harvesting the wheat that is grown in the ensuing months. And it's now harvest time, and the Magician created that because she took the effort to plant those seeds. So this card is very similar to this because it's all about, I think about something, I have an idea of what I want. And both of these cards aren't just about what I want on my own. The Magician usually has one arm pointing towards the universe, the sky, which says that he allows himself, or she allows herself, to be guided by the universe, and then she takes action. And this is in the universe. I mean, she's in the galaxy there. So this is also divine messages and divine guidance that's kind of coming into her mind. You know, if you get a great idea, where does that idea come from? It usually comes from your higher self, which wants you to have an amazing, wonderful life. So the first thing to do on this day is to get in touch with your higher self or your higher power. You can do that by sitting quietly or taking a walk in nature or meditating or praying or being creative, whatever gets you into that zone. Connect with the higher power. You'll get some guidance in terms of what you can pursue and achieve today. And it will also keep the negativity at bay, and it will keep you positive, constructive, and really focused on the end game rather than worrying about setbacks and letting yourself get bogged down in negative situations and sidetracked by someone else's problems. All you need to do is focus on the goal, continue on, and be present. Take the initiative to actually take action. Trust yourself, trust your own guidance, and act on it. One of these swords can also be, if you do this new thing, it'll fail, so don't bother. That kind of voice as well needs to be ignored today because you're successful and you're a magician. The magician, it sounds so simple when you say it, but a magician is something who can take nothing and manifest something wonderful out of it. I mean, in the truest sense of the word, the magician is someone who can ultimately manifest things instantly and create magic. So you do have that quality today. You have both magical abilities to succeed, but all you need to do is discipline your mind to think of the goal and to head towards that goal, and negative thoughts need to be dismissed and put to the side. The thing about, the reason I always go on about meditation and the Course in Miracles and things is we all have an ego and we all have negative messages in our head. And that's normal, but if you want to have a good life, you've got to listen to the positive messages in your head because that's what you'll manifest. The Course in Miracles is great because it creates that distance between your thoughts and your real self. Just because you think it doesn't mean you have to automatically react and assume that it's true and get swept up by that thought. The Course in Miracles gives you that distance. You think something, but you can look at it objectively, and it gives you a little bit of distance, and you can think about that thought and say, is this actually right? And it gives you that time to consider what you're doing before you actually do it. Meditation does the same thing. It gives you that space and freedom from your own thinking So you realize that just because you think it doesn't make it true. And this woman is in desperate need of one of these practices, because all she needs to do is focus on the future and look at what's going on in her life. But she's totally incapacitated because her negative thinking is totally threatening her and intimidating her to the point of paralysis. And I think that's a really nice metaphor for what we experience every day of our lives. The ego is always telling us negative things, and in reality, we always have exactly what we need to make something even better, and to progress, and to innovate, and to make magic happen. So this is a really nice reading for today, to simply discipline your mind, but it's also a good reading for every day of your life, because looking forward and listening to your higher self is always going to serve you much more than listening to your fearful, faulty beliefs that are just there with you. And also what I'm noticing is that we've got 3 cards which are all alone. Everyone's by themselves. Connecting is the important thing here. Connecting with the universe. Connecting with your higher self. Connecting with other positive people who encourage you. Talking it out, someone who understands. That's something as well that you can have in your toolkit to get rid of these negative thoughts. I used to press eject on my forehead when my ego voice came in. And I used to press eject and it would come out like a CD, or I'd visualize it like a CD and then I'd throw it away. But I have tipped the balance and the scales, I think, through meditation, so that I get far more positive messages and beliefs coming into my mind than I do negative ones. So it's a process of kind of balancing things so that you have a better internal landscape, so that instead of 10 swords being around, you maybe have 1 or 2, and then you can deal with those much easier. So it's a great day for you to be productive, to really look to the future and to decide what you want to have fun with and what you want to connect with, rather than looking to the past or believing all of the negative stories that you're telling yourself or that other people are telling you. If someone says something negative today, that is not unexpected with this card. Ignore that and continue to move forward on your own goal. Don't let yourself be distracted, and you're guaranteed to succeed. So that's what I get for you here on Friday, the 27th of April. I hope it gives you an idea of what you'll be working with. If you would like a private reading with me, then please get in touch via my website. It's gregoryscott.com. Click on the Readings tab to order your reading. And in my personal readings, I use the tarot, I use astrology and numerology. And by combining all 3, the astrology chart particularly gives me a blueprint of your soul. It shows me where you've been in past lifetimes, what you've come into this lifetime for, and what your soul mission is, your life purpose is. It also tells me what your vocational aptitudes are, what's destined for you in love and health and romance and career and finance, and what's coming up in future. If you don't have your time of birth, I can rectify your chart and find out your time of birth. If you're interested in that, then get in touch via my email, because I can rectify charts to discover that time. I also use astrocartography, which shows me what parts of the world are going to have the best effect on you. So if you're considering moving, then I can have a look at different places and tell you which ones will work best for you. So I hope that gives you an idea for today. Please remember to subscribe to this YouTube channel, and I'll speak to you tomorrow.